Hello, scrappy friends. It's Paige Taylor Evans for Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine. I'm so excited to show you how to create a layout using my brand new collection with Pink Fresh Studio called Lovely Lane. And my idea for this layout is to create a large focal item or shape. So the shape is, of course, a flower, and these are the 6 pattern papers that I have pulled from Lovely Lane. This is the order that I want to cut the concentric layered flower cut files from. So starting with the largest, this dark purple paper called Happy Together. Here's the B side. And then moving to a medium pink, this is Life You Love. So this side. And then a light pink, or it's kind of a purpley pink, called Beautiful Journey. Then we're moving into blues and teals. This one is called Timeless Memories. This one is Be Here Now. And last but not least, this one is called Full of Love. So use an electronic cutting machine such as a Cricut or a Cameo to cut out the 6 concentric flowers, and we're going to layer them together. If you do not have an electronic cutting machine, you can use the PDF, and you'll be able to fit some of the sizes on an 8.5 by 11 piece. But as you get to the larger flowers, you'll have to cut and piece the templates together. So yes, there's always a way to do it without an electronic cutting machine, but goodness knows I love my Cricut and my Cameo. So I'm going to go cut out those flower pieces. Here are the flower pieces cut out. So from smallest to largest. And then I want to machine stitch around the edges of these flowers with tone-on-tone thread. So dark purple, pink, light pink, blue, mint. Well, this is a aqua and mint. If you don't have an if you don't have a sewing machine, you could do hand stitching, or if you don't want to do hand stitching, you could distress the edges and make them a little ruffled to reveal the white core, and that way each layer of the flower will stand out. So it's going to take some time off camera to machine stitch around each flower, but I already know I'm going to love the texture that it will create. I have machine stitched around each flower using a coordinating color of thread, and I just love the texture and homespun look that this adds. But I want to do one more thing to these flowers before I start adding them to a layout, and that is gently bending up the petal. So I'm grabbing one petal at a time and just gently creasing it with my fingers, and this is going to really bring this flower to life. So instead of it being flat, it's going to have dimension and shadows between each layer. So take a few minutes to do that to every petal of all 6 flowers. There are 6 flowers. Each flower has about, well, not about, but it does have 5 petals. So 6 times 5 is 30. And when you put them back together, you'll see the incredible dimension that this adds already. You can see these shadows. So important because scrapbooking is mostly 2-dimensional, right? Papers are flat, stickers are flat, some stickers are chipboard or foam, so they do have dimension, which is why I love having those in the mix to create those different levels of depth and thicknesses. But when it comes to paper, the paper is pretty flat, so we're just giving it extra oomph, really defining each layer of this flower that we spent either cutting out with a machine or cutting out by hand. There we go. Okay, the next step, there's a couple ways that you could layer these together. You could offset them to make a more full flower like this. Kind of looks like a mum or a dahlia. But the other option is to layer them right on top of each other. So here the flowers on this background are going up and down. So here on this flower, here is the pattern going up and down. So if you place it directly on top, it's the same shape for every petal. Here the stitches are up and down. I'm not sure if I forgot to pinch that layer. So my stitches are up and down, so I know that that is the way it should face. Here, I'm not sure if the direction is this way or this way, but we'll start with this way. It looks like that was correct. Here, the wallpaper goes up and down. And then here, these flowers go up and down. So I just like the way this looks when they're layered all the same shape, all the same direction. So the next step is to glue all of the layers together. I'm going to grab my liquid glue. And I'm just going to add a dot on the back center so that I can tuck things between at a later point in the process. So go ahead and do that for every flower layer. Next is finding a background, and usually I choose between a few pattern papers or cardstock, but I chose this pink striped paper, also from Lovely Lane. You need to have 2 sheets of this one because I already cut out one piece for the flower center. That's why I always recommend buying at least 3 of every paper, because I want to be able to use this side as a background, this side as a background, and then another sheet for paper piecing. And I just love how it fits the color scheme. I'm going to have the stripes up and down so it goes with the orientation of these flowers, and it's going to go front and center in the middle. So let's go ahead and attach this onto the background. Attaching this onto the background with an even amount of space between the petals on the edges and having the stripes straight up and down. Last year I did a photo shoot with my daughter, and I've scrapped some of the pictures from it before, but I found 2 more that I hadn't scrapped that match perfectly. My heart goes pitter-patter when things just come together beautifully. This dark purple matches the dark purple in the collection. Her sage dress matches these aquas, and it's just meant to be. So I think I'm going to tuck these photos into the flowers so they become part of the overall design, like so. For embellishments, I'm going to grab bits and pieces from Lovely Lane. So to continue with the flower theme and to have a central element, grabbing this chipboard oval floral cluster chipboard sticker and adding that front and center into the middle. From the puffy stickers, I am going to keep with the colorway of purples and pinks and blues. So I'm thinking of adding this puffy sticker that says Timeless onto the top edge of this photo, and then for balance, this one that says Smiles and Laughter down on the lower photo. I'm also thinking of adding this arrow sticker, this layered sticker that says Find Your Path and Follow It. Do I want it in the center? Do I want it on the side? I'm still toying with this idea. I decided to add the layered sticker right here on the right edge of the photo. And then as I was going through the cardstock stickers, so that's this set right here, there's 2 pages, I saw this floral one, this floral wreath, and I decided it would be a great background for this oval shape. That way it's more intentional and can never have enough flowers. Okay, and then from the floral die cuts, I'm going to tuck a few flowers underneath the flower. You get it. flowers, flowers, and more flowers. And then for balance, we'll tuck 2 more under this side. So we've got some flower sprigs bursting out from the right side and from the left side. For my journaling, I've printed it on thick cardstock. I'm going to trim it out and then I think attach the strips down here on the bottom right side. To finish up this layout, I've added my printed journaling strips down here on the bottom right side and then finished with little clusters of heart and round enamel dots. Love all of the different colors and shapes and sizes that come in Lovely Lane. And that, my friends, finishes up this layout. I can't wait to see how you use this same concept and make your own layout. Thank you so much and have a happy scrappy day.